of the basic structure of the language and how it's used.
Tell me about the students who are here this summer. What kinds of students do you have?
Well, they're a really varied group in terms of country of origin. We have students from Japan, Senegal, China, and Costa Rica, a couple places in Europe, and of course a lot of Americans. We also have a really wide range of ages. I think the youngest is 9 years old, and the oldest, I'm not sure, but the whole really wide range of different types of groups of people. It makes it fun because it's a real mix, and sort of in the classes you're almost doing what Esperanto is supposed to do, that is be an easy language that people from very different backgrounds can learn how to speak, and they can start talking with each other and exchanging ideas. And it works out in the classes just the way Esperanto is supposed to.
What are you teaching?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from a very personal reason, just because I like it. It was something that was it really had a big influence on me growing up. I mean, when I was 13 or 14, meeting people from other countries was not something that happened every day, but Esperanto made it possible for me to do that. And I learned a lot by doing that. And I think it really ended up changing me, because I spent a lot of my teenage years in contact with people from Poland and Romania and Japan and China, at a time when that was not a particularly common thing to do, and especially not a common thing to do for a teenager. So I think it really had I think at least it had a really big effect on me growing up, and a good effect, I think. And so at least for Americans, I like to think that if I can do something to allow other Americans to have that sort of experience, that kind of international experience, it's something that makes me, it's a rewarding type of experience to be able to do that, and hopefully help other people get that as well.
What do you think more people don't learn?
Well, learning languages, learning any kind of language it's a big undertaking. Esperanto is easy, but it's still a language that you learn, and it's not something that you just do overnight. It's something that takes some time, and so I can understand why people might be reticent to do that.
But certainly people in California, for instance, are all, seems interested in learning Spanish, right? There's a big need for Spanish, and Chinese seems to be a popular language of study in high school here. And I guess my question is, why isn't Esperanto more popular in, say, public school curricula or university?
Yeah. Well, in public schools and universities, there's a tradition of certain languages being taught, and trying to introduce something new always can cause problems. But traditionally, Esperanto has been something that people don't learn so much in just regular school settings. It's something that people learn voluntarily because they want to have contact with other people. It's not something that they're forced to learn. And I mean, that's good on the one hand, because it means that anyone who speaks Esperanto speaks it because they really want to, not because it was a required subject in 8th grade or anything like that. But it also means that not as many people are going to learn it, because it does take some time to learn, and a kind of effort to do it. Just like realistically, not very many people in California who don't speak Spanish at home, not very many of those people really sit down and learn Spanish, or Chinese, or Vietnamese, or whatever language they want to learn. It doesn't happen very often, because learning those languages takes a long time, and not very many people want to invest the effort. With Esperanto, at least, it doesn't take as much time, and so there are people who are willing to do that, and find it a very rewarding thing.